So welcome back students in this series of Merge technology. So in the previous video we have discussed about request and response object, and we have also discussed two HTTP methods which are get and post. Now in this video we'll discuss about Express.js cookies. Now what is a cookie? So cookies are a small piece of information. It means sent from a website and stored in the user's web browser. For example, you visited a website and you entered a simple your name or your age. So that particular data about you is very important for the website. So every time you keep coming on that website will have to remember you, that what is your name and what is your, let's say, email ID or anything else. So that small piece of data cannot be stored on server, because say that website have 10 million subscribers or that website have 10 million users per day. So if the database stores 10 million entries per day, then the server cost will be increased by almost 10 times. For that we have a simple solution of cookies. So cookies can be stored on the browser, on the client side of the application. So every time the user loads the website back, the browser sends the stored data back to the website and on the server to recognize user. So that's how we use cookies in the real life. So for that, let's save this. And for using cookies, we have to use a cookie parser module to be installed. So for that, let's exit this and then let's install npm install cookie parser. So now let's set some cookies. So to set cookies, we have to create an object. So we'll write down where cookie parser equals to require cookie parser. Let's save this. Also from this cookie parser, we have to mention that app.use cookie parser. So this will include this cookie parser inside the app. Now let's save this. So this is the routing to get the form. Now in this routing, let's add a cookie. So from this, let's add a response dot cookie. So the cookies are always sent to the client by the server. So we'll write down response dot cookie, and here we have to pass the name of that cookie. So we'll write down name, and on this name we have to pass the name. So for that name, let's say response dot, so we'll use that. So we are getting the name from the form, and then we have set that particular name to the browser. Also let's send this and write down cookie is set on the client. So this is how from the server we can send cookies to the client and store some kind of cookies to the client, and other than this it's all good. Also let's comment this out. We don't need to send requests. Now let's run the server and check whether the cookies are set or not. So let's open the browser, search for localhost 8088. Now it is showing, okay, it's showing in the form. Now let's say my name is Sanjay, age is 25, and mail ID is sanjay@gmail.com, and submit. So the output we are getting is cookies is set on the client. So the server sent a cookie to the client. Now the cookie is set on the browser. Now to check this cookie whether it is set or not, let's open the console and write down console.log document.cookies. So if our cookie is set onto the browser, then it will return the cookie. So we have a cookie and the name is equals to, so we have the cookie and the name is equals to Sanjay. So the same cookie we have set. So now to send the cookie for a limited time, we have to pass a parameter in this function which is max age. So we'll write down max age, and we have to pass max age in milliseconds. So let's say pass 36,000 milliseconds. So now let's save this, and now let's set this cookie. So again run the server, open the browser, and on the localhost we are getting data. Let's save this and put some name, age, and mail ID. So let me put mukul@gmail.com. Now let's submit this, and it says cookie is set. Now if I inspect on this, go to console and write console.document.cookie and enter this. So now you can see we have set a name Mukul. So now you can see we have set a cookie of name Mukul. So this is how you can store cookies with a definite. So this cookie will automatically deleted after a certain period of time. After the 36,000 millisecond, this cookie will automatically get deleted. So this is how we can set a cookie with the max age property. Now, in some cases, we might have to store some data that we don't want to store at the client side. So as the cookies are basically visible to clients and to the server also, if I want to store some kind of restricted data or some kind of secure data about the client, so that we cannot store in client side, because anyone from that browser, any user of that browser can easily open the cookies and see that particular encrypted format or that secure data which is not meant to be over there. So for example, if you are storing password of the user, so you cannot store password inside the cookies, because anyone can read that password and use that and misuse that. So in that case, we use sessions for that. So next topic we have in this series is Express.js sessions. So it is a known fact that HTTP and web servers are both stateless. So for example, if you're now, as we know, the HTTP and the web servers are both stateless. Hence, the only way to maintain the state of the user is by making use of technology that implements session tracking. Now, let me open a website. So for example, now let's say we have the login page of this Facebook. The user have to fill the details and log in this page. But what if, let's say, the user directly go to the www.facebook.profile page by the routing. So you can see, if I put any browser, if I put any URL after this, if I want to open my profile page, or let's say if I open the menu page, now it says you must log in to continue. That means this Facebook knows that I am not logged in yet and directly want to access the menu page or profile page. But in our website, we can go to the AT&T page, and also we can go to the database directly with the URL. So to prevent this, we have to implement sessions just like Facebook. So this concept is all done with the help of sessions. Let me show you how to set sessions in the profile page in the Express.js. For sessions also, you have to download a module. So let me download the session module, which is npm install express session. So the session is installed. Now we have to import sessions. So we'll write down where session equals to require express session. So this is how we can require and import the sessions. And now we have to pass a private key to the session. That is compulsory. We have to pass a sample private key to the session. So we'll use app.use session. And for this session, we have to pass a secret key. So we'll write down secret key, because sessions are encrypted, just like cookies. Cookies are basically in the string format, but the sessions are always encrypted. So I'll write down sample key. So you can just write down any key over here. That is not important, but you have to pass a key at least. So now we can use this sessions. So let's suppose when we go to this page, so I'll set a session. Let me say session dot login equals to 1. Now in this page, let me check whether the session value is 1 or 0. So we'll put down if, now we'll put down session dot login equals to 1. So that means the user visited the login page first of all. Send response dot send welcome to the website. Welcome to the website. But if the session value is not 0, so in that case, what we'll do, we'll bring the user to this page. So let's save this and check it out. Now let's open the browser and let's go to the localhost. So we are getting the data. Now let's fill some data and go to submit. So you can see welcome to the website. Now let's suppose if I close this project and if I reopen this, and if I try to directly go to the localhost data, for that we have to pass the get request. Actually, we are sending the get request from the client, so we have to use this. Now, let me directly try to execute this. Localhost 8080 dot data. So you can see it will automatically redirect me to the login page. So this is how we can implement sessions and we can set sessions. So in our code, if the user go to the login page and then come to this page, then it will give me the welcome to the website. And if the user directly tries to hit this URL, then it will redirect me to the sample.html page. So this is how cookies and sessions can be set in the Express.js. So this is the basic about Express. Now in the next module, we'll discuss how to set up database and how to store that form data, that login data, that sign up data into the database. So we'll using MongoDB database into the project. So we'll discuss all the basics and advanced concepts of MongoDB and how to connect MongoDB with the help of Node.js and Express.js. So thank you for watching this video.